about getting a motorcycle. Thoughts?
I think if anybody should get a motorcycle, I think it's you, because I think that you literally could like be very badass about it.
And everyone says, like, I know it's super, super dangerous, but I'm a extremely
You are.
like risk averse person. So like I'm the type of person that would not want to drive it in traffic. And I live in a relatively rural area. Like I literally just want it to like go around by trees.
Yes, absolutely.
Or maybe just school. So I'll work on getting that license. Or maybe I'll just get an ATV.
Honestly, you could. People around here drive golf carts.
People
It's
keep
like a
trying to
bougie
start
ATV.
that, and the police are like, this is a 4-lane road. Like, you're like...
My gosh, back in Pennsylvania, we had horse and buggies that were always out and about. One time I called, when I was working at Subway, I called work and I was like, I am stuck behind a fucking horse and buggy. I am coming as fast as I can, but they won't move over.
And I know that goddamn Subway acted like it was a huge deal. Like, I know Subway of all places was like, like...
No, the two places I worked that were the most dramatic were Jim Barree's offshoot Crazy 8, which was very fitting.
I completely forgot that place existed.
I worked there and I quit to go to school and they literally put me on the schedule over Thanksgiving break without asking me. And then when I called and told them I'm not coming home for Thanksgiving break, they no-showed me and fired me. And I was like, you guys, I haven't been there since July, but okay. Oh, you know what? Fucking fire me. All right.
Everybody left, but they're still there.
It was so bizarre. And I was like, okay. And then the Subway was very intense as well. Oh, yeah. Anyways. So you guys, we're talking about principal icks, not former job icks, although kind of hand in hand.
They are really hand in hand. And we originally were just going to do one principal ick episode, but then we have gotten probably, I would say, triple the usual amount of submissions.
It is ungodly.
Like this is like 3 times more than like our other highest submitted ones.
We are at 250 submissions. This is not normal, you guys.
Like clearly we struck a chord and y'all were like ready to talk.
I would say it's more than triple. Like this is insane. So we're here.
Yeah.
We're listening.
We're here.
We're learning. So
have I told you about my earring idea?
No, tell me.
You know those big gold earrings that people will put like words in them? Like they originally, like the original one said Latina, but people have put like other words in them. I want those, and one says listening and the other one says learning.
Incredible. Incredible.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Let's do it.
Alrighty. You want me to read one? I have it pulled up.
Yes.
My assistant principal answered his personal cell phone in the middle of our post-observation meeting. It was his fishing buddy asking when the fuck he would be at the lake.
Oh my God.
My AP said he would leave soon. Lake is 45 minutes away. And this was in the middle of the day. They continued to talk about the fishing trip they were about to go on while I sat there listening, because what else was I going to do while they shot the shit for a few minutes? Really inappropriate timing.
Literally. I don't know why, but I feel like I remember somebody else's principal talking about a fishing trip in the middle of the day or just leaving in the middle of the day. We've had so many submissions where principals are just like not really.
Well, I'm heading out.
Yeah, they're like, I'm gonna blow this popsicle stand. Fuck. Here's one. The principal from the secret 10th layer of hell. I worked at a pretty small high school in a very rural area. Our science end of EOC,
end of course, it's the test they take at the end of the semester.
Okay. Our science EOC scores have been pretty low since the pandemic, considering our county decided that would be the only subject they wouldn't give inclusion teachers to. I swear this is relevant. Anywho, we were told our principal was leaving at the end of my first year at this school. So the end of the year rolls around and they call a staff meeting with no warning on a Friday after school to meet the guy they hired as our new principal. I shook hands with him and the first thing he said to me was, "What are your EOC scores?" I was not teaching a class that had a state-mandated end-of-course test. I left that meeting with a sour taste in my mouth, but little did I know it was just the tip of the iceberg. And as any sane person would do, I found his LinkedIn account. He had been the principal at 4 different high schools in 4 years. Over the summer, he sent an email saying that all of the teachers should sign up to meet one-on-one with him. The sign-up times were the week of July 4th. Red flag number 3, asking us to come in over the summer. So the school year starts and we have our first department meeting, and he tells us we will be made to fill in a spreadsheet. At this point, I'm teaching biology, which has an EOC. This spreadsheet had all of my students' names on one side and every biology standard broken into strands, like standard 1, 1A, 1B, 1C, etc. For every single one of our students, we had to input a 1 to 3 for each strand to show if they mastered that concept. We had to determine which strand each test question aligned with, and then analyze student by student, test question by test question, if they mastered it. It took roughly 9 hours per test to do this. And we were giving a test every 2 to 3 weeks.
I've had to do this so many times. So they're describing literally exactly what I've had to do under many different administrators.
Why? And you guys have like hundreds of students.
Because I'm on block schedule, I usually have 75-ish.
That's a lot.
I am good at computer, so I can make the computer do most of it, but even making computer do most of it and like doing kind of a shitty job at this, it still takes a long time.
But it's a very funny way to say AI.
Well, no, I mean like the testing platforms.
Does it?
If you learn how to do the reports and get really good at creating your own filters,
wow.
You can like it takes a lot of, and you can leave this in, it takes a lot, and it depends on the platform. I've used 3 different ones. Some are better than others. Some of this is possible in some platforms, but not others. Fuck your district. Don't go to any of their trainings. Go to the platform website, email their customer service, ask if they have a bank of tutorials. The companies will always be better than whatever garbage your district is putting out. Or just look on YouTube. I always find a lot on YouTube. And I would get like really, really, really good at setting my filters up and like learning how to run the reports, because ours would have weird names that didn't sound like what they were. Like it would be like student sub data set, and like I would be in that bitch. Like I would be in that motherfucking bitch. And that's like honestly why I'm glad I worked in corporate, because I learned a lot of that stuff there of like how to work with these systems. And like I cannot reiterate how you should not go to your district IT. Never fucking go to them. Always go straight to the company. Like what I do is I go to the, because what most people do, they put in a ticket for their own district. You get bounced around. No one helps you. They send you to some training that's not even what you fucking asked for. Email the company's customer service. Say, hi, my name is so-and-so. I work at this school district. Can you please put me in contact with your, like sometimes called a liaison, a contact. Can you please put me in contact with someone who works with us? I have gotten on Zoom with those people. Like once you find them, they're getting paid a lot of money to make sure your district is using this product. That is their whole job. Use them. Do not use your district. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They did not research this product before they purchased it.
Oh my God.
Go to the company that made the product. Your tax dollars went to them. Sit on Zoom with them. If you spend 30 minutes on a Zoom call learning how to use the filters and learning how to do all this, it will save you time in the long run, even though all of this is nonsense to begin with.
My gosh, that is really good advice. You guys write that fucking down.
Write that down.
Pause this and go do that.
And genuinely, all of those people I've talked to were so excited to talk to me, because it's very rare that they actually get to work hands-on with teachers. And if they work for an ed tech company, they probably do care about education at least a little bit. Either they have fond memories of school. A lot of them were like, oh, my mom was a teacher. That's a common one I get. And almost every time I've ever done one of those calls, they're like, this was good. We don't get to work with you guys that often. Like normally they just send us to these big trainings with district staff. Like they are almost always happy to help you.
That's awesome. Damn, that's true. They really are. Like, but you just have to know where to look. Okay, so they're giving a test every 2 to 3 weeks. It takes 9 hours per test to do this. They say if the spreadsheet wasn't filled in, we were given no time during the school day, he would email us. So I didn't fill in my spreadsheet for a time. So I didn't fill in my spreadsheet for a unit or two, and he emailed me on a Sunday night saying it needed to be done by the time I came back to school on Monday. I responded by saying there's not adequate time during the school day to complete this, so I would either need coverage for my classes or to be compensated for the work I was completing outside of contract hours. He never asked about the spreadsheet again, and it was never filled in again.
Yeah, got him.
Yep. They say the year at this school continued to be kind of hellish. I had a few very, very disruptive, aggressive students, and I sent them to his office. He basically gave them a warning and no real consequences, typical. He then told me that those particular students should never have been put in the same class together. It was still within the week and a half schedule change period. And of all the people in the building that could make the change, he's the one with the most power. He didn't change their schedules and never gave them a consequence, no matter how much they ruined the learning environment. One morning in the spring semester, I was rushing to make copies one morning after coming back from being sick. My principal walked up behind me at the copier, put his hand on the middle of my back, and asked how I was feeling. Apparently, I was not the only younger female teacher he was creepy around. Later, me and my coworkers came to find out that the school he was previously at, the students had made an Instagram account and posted about their creepy encounters with him as well.
Ah!
Oh boy.
Obviously you shouldn't be creepy to your teaching staff, but to kids is way, 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 way worse.
Oh my goodness.
Like, obviously both are bad, and I'm not going to say that I'll forgive creepy to teachers, but you guys, it's very different.
Yeah.
It's both bad. One is bad in a really unique way.
Yeah. There's more, unfortunately.
Oh, great.
He spent the whole year calling us into, quote, urgent department meetings and telling us that we weren't doing enough to improve our EOC scores and that he was really worried. We basically begged to have one section of biology split into a year-long part 1 and part 2 class like algebra was. We also begged him to have an inclusion teacher in this year-long class. A rare W is that we actually did get the year-long class with an inclusion teacher the next year. At the end of the school year, our department had improved our school's science EOC pass rate by over 20%. I quit. Yeah, I know you worked your ass off for that. Good job. I quit at the end of the year, and so did 15 others, which was about half of our faculty. He had actually called the school that another teacher had applied at and basically told them not to hire her. At the end of the school year, a third teacher that he had harassed all year was done with his bullshit. So this teacher collected a binder of email correspondence and teacher testimonies and presented it at the school board office. This principal was fired and walked out of the building the week after school ended. I guess that's a cherry on top of the shit pile. I know this was long, but I'm sure I'm forgetting half of it because I've tried to block it all out. Thanks for indulging in my trauma. It's our pleasure. It's what we're here for.
Yikes.
Literally yikes. Those years with big turnover, it's like you just know something crazy happened.
And it almost always goes back to a spreadsheet that is being forced to be filled out.
Yes, the year that I left, it was the year that I got sexually harassed, and HR interviewed every single member of the school and asked them if they had seen me be harassed. And I had been there for a month and a half at that point, first year teacher. So
re-victimization goes hard as fuck. Like,
love it.
Literally they're like, oh, you were a victim? What if we just piled on to that? Like, yeah, we love you in that spot. Like, how could we make you even more uncomfortable than you already are?
Yeah, we're going to take this we're going to interview everybody to see if they think this beloved male kindergarten teacher actually tried to you.
While we're at it, if we could have a picture of you at your most awkward age, let's say 11, 12, we're going to put that on the projector while we interview these people.
Literally.
Just to degrade you as much as humanly possible.
So anyways, 30 people left. Here we go. You want to do one?
Yeah, there's a couple short ones. I'll do a few. Not a teacher, but during homecoming spirit days on opposite or mix match day, so they had an opposite day, he told us no cross-dressing. And then when he quit, he stole all the cheerleader uniforms.
What in the world? What?
No cross-dress, opposite day, and you feel the need to make a no cross-dressing announcement is kind of giving projection. And then you stole all the cheerleader uniform?
Oh my God.
Because it's not I've seen principals steal laptops and stuff because they want to take it to their new school, or even basketballs or supplies. Cheerleader uniforms have the name and color of the school. So if you're moving schools, it's not helpful to you in any way. Because
no.
Stealing everyone's smart board is bad, but I can understand your motivation.
Right.
That, and it's unprofessional, but you're motivated by your profession. You're stealing the smart boards to use them at a different school.
Oh my goodness.
But the cheerleader uniforms, what do you mean?
So weird.
Okay, that one was short. I'll read this one. It's medium.
Okay.
Anonymous, please. Always. One time on my birthday, not relevant, but it sticks out to me. Oh. Thank you. That is relevant.
That is.
I asked a student to pick up a pencil and work with his group. I said in a slightly joking tone, but was trying to make sure he didn't sit there all class and not participate. Okay, got it. Pick up a pencil, go work with your group. Like, come on. That appears to be the vibe. So, joking with your kids, pick up a pencil, work with your group, sit down. I get it. Said student threw his pencil at me through a desk, told me to go fuck myself, then stormed out of the room.
Oh.
I feel you. I feel you. I calm everyone down, get the class settled, make sure no one is injured, then call the office. The student, thankfully, had gone straight there, so I explained what happened to the principal, and he said he'd handle it. LOL. Then the principal came down to let me know that that student was sorry and that he would do better tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
I said, you're not at minimum suspending him for attempting to assault me with a desk? His response was, well, sometimes you catch more flies with honey. Maybe, it gets worse. Maybe take a more motherly tone and he'll be nicer. Female teachers get a better response that way. You yelling will probably make him feel like less of a man. I need to know how old this kid is. Like, it's bad no matter what his age is, but like, I need to know, are we talking about like a 7-year-old or an 18-year-old?
Right.
I responded that real men don't hurt women. Yep. And I went to my union rep. The student was suspended 2 days later for a full week. I never asked the principal for discipline help again and went to our vice principal or dean of students for everything. The principal left and our vice principal is now principal. End of story. Thank you for all that you do. This podcast is a bright spot in my week and I love it. That is ick.
That is massive ick.
Like Andrew Tate principal era, question mark?
Literally. Like, ew. Whoa. Okay. It says my principal fucked up. When I resigned back in 22, my principal specifically asked me if I'd like to send an email to school staff to first announce my resignation, to which I said yes. Super small school that I had been at for 8 years and hadn't even told some of my closest colleagues after deciding to resign in August, quote, out of the blue. 12 hours later, I got a panicked phone call from him saying he had messed up and accidentally sent an email that he had intended to save in his drafts. Subject line aptly said, my name, resignation, including sentiments that he had intended to reply all after I sent my own announcement email, which I had, of course, not yet sent. Anyway, instead of my very intentionally drafted email that was more or less uninvited every one of my coworkers from personally texting me. Oh, okay. Instead of my very intentionally drafted email that more or less uninvited every one of my coworkers from personally texting me, I instead got to deal with responding to nonstop texts and reply alls from every coworker for a week straight, including some of my closest coworkers and grade level team who were entirely offended that I hadn't personally messaged them, which I had fully planned on doing prior to sending my own all school email. Yay, male admin with zero attention to detail. Love listening to you ladies yap. Never stop.
It always comes down to attention to detail. It's such an important skill, you guys. Like, it's just an important skill.
It is. And oh my God, a lost art, it seems. Tell the people again what you're eating.
Okay, I also just made a TikTok about it, so that's going to be dropping soon. So I was like about to come record with Fraz, and then I realized I haven't eaten in like 5 hours. So I was like, let me just throw something together. So this is like the pre-cooked steak bites from Costco, some mozzarella balls, tomatoes, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. I didn't heat up the steak. Could you? Yeah. So it took roughly 90 seconds to make, but I'm very fast, so it'll probably take you like 3 minutes.
That's amazing. But don't worry, you'll get faster with practice.
Well, it's not that I'm actually inherently faster. It's that I have my kitchen set up for optimal efficiency.
Have you told the people about this? Because I feel like they need to know.
Well, I did a stream called Lazy Person Hacks, and a lot of it was that. And like one of them's how I have all my seasonings in like magnet jars on the side of the fridge so you can see everything so you don't have to like be digging. So that's why it's like really fast to do stuff like this because everything's already there.
If you guys had optimized your kitchen for efficiency, you could cook your steak bites faster, but you're not there yet, and that's okay. We're all at different points in our journey.
Life is a journey, and I've optimized it.
Your nails look so good.
Thank you. I've been getting a lot of compliments on them. They're, what's this color called? I own it. It's a D&D color. It's not Linkin Park After Dark. But everyone always thinks it's that one. I think it's very similar to that.
Well, they're beautiful. Anyways, we took a break and then we're back, obviously. We're shooting the shit. So
we're back.
We're back in it. Let's do some more icks, huh?
Let's do some icks. Let's get icky in here.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? I actually don't remember who went last.
I can go first.
Okay.
Principal from hell. Perfect subject line. Where do I start? I hated when she pulled me and my whole grade level team in her office because we were in trouble. I absolutely hated when she says, do not yell at kids, and then proceeded to have zero emotional control. She literally crowned herself and showcased her boyfriend after being released from her position. Weird. I need like much more detail about this for future reference. If this is like, I need several more details. She yelled at me one time, and then after I low-key blacked out and she went in for a white woman hug and cried. To yell at someone and then you start crying is
crazy.
That's our culture.
Yeah, literally. That's white people culture. They say we have no culture.
I may have engaged in it within the last 12 hours. I low-key think she disliked people who had a mind of their own. She wore Keds in 2023. I don't know, just a white woman coded. Like, you're going in. I love when people are like, she committed a crime, she brought her boyfriend to work, but more importantly, she wore these fuck-ass Keds. She would purposely not speak in the morning. She accidentally typed WTF in the 5th grade text thread because I thought my coworker texted me the incident, and once I realized it, I went to the whole group chat and unsent it. Oh, I see what's happening. You sent a text in the wrong thread, and she replied WTF.
Oh my God. Why would you do that?
Like, yeah, I guess technically it was your fault if you sent it in the wrong thread, but a normal boss would have been like, think you have the wrong thread, please remove, or like...
Literally.
My principal just deletes them, which I do respect. Like, if anyone sends anything in our group me that he doesn't, like, feel like should be in the group me, he just deletes it.
That's the way it should be. Censorship.
She said that I I think she meant hurt, but it auto-corrected to heart. She said that I hurt her feelings, and it was a level of unprofessionalism she didn't like. Like, girl, do you want a cookie? She literally made my first year as a gen ed teacher horrid. And lastly, I hated her cankles.
You can't do Keds and Kankles. One
or
the other.
Keds are not, like, they have no support at all. Like, if for a principal, that's like a very on your feet job.
And if you have Kankles, like, I have the vein issue that Donald Trump has. We both have Kankles at times. You cannot be wearing a Ked with Kankles. It's bad for you. That's what I'm saying.
That's how you're able to do such a good job interpreting him, is because you guys have so much in common. Like, and it's the Kankle community does need representation in the government.
Okay. No, I understand him in depth on a deep level. Was that the end of that one? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was very short. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Well, here we go. Okay, this one's a motherly one. Let's read this one. I had a baby. When I spoke to my principal about pumping breast milk at dismissal, I told her when we have meetings, I will either have to miss bus duty or be late to the meeting. I taught music. Everyone else who had a baby had a little window of time because they didn't have bus duty. She said, oh, you can't miss bus duty. You can't be late for the meetings. I said, it's my legal right to pump. She said she'd have to talk to the superintendent about it. She has no kids.
Just casual, real quick, need to talk to the superintendent about your titties. Don't even worry. It's going to be a quick, like... Why do you need to talk to the superintendent about my breastfeeding journey is my question.
It's weird. She says, another day she came into my music trailer in the rain when school started and told me that I couldn't wear a t-shirt with music notes on it on Friday like I had the previous school year. This year, Fridays were school logo t-shirt only. Okay. I pulled a physical piece of paper out of the recycle bin that said it's kindergarten color recognition week and that the resource teachers could wear the color of the day. Friday was gold and I had on a gold music note t-shirt. She was like, oh, okay, well, just this one time. Our school was so high achieving that our test scores didn't count for 3 years because we had nothing to improve on. Instead of relaxing, she pecked everyone to death. I mean, these are such elementary school problems. Like, does this shit happen at your school? Today it's kindergarten recognition color week, so I'm wearing gold.
It does, but it's like kind of the default at my school is like everything is a day, everything is a theme, we're doing it all, but no one really cares if you don't do it. Like, no one's gonna say a word if you don't do it. And a lot of times they'll kind of incentivize us to do it by like letting us dress down a little bit. So like normally we can't wear jeans, but when we do our college shirt days, if you wear a college shirt, then you can. So it's like give a little, get a little, but if you just like are like, I don't want to think about that or deal with it, you can just dress normal every day and like no one's going to bat an eye. We are doing a thing this year that I'm really enjoying. You know, like PTSO, like put that shit on.
No.
It's like oh, put that you put that shit on. Like your outfit's really good.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So
no, I don't know that one at all.
We're doing PTSO, put that suit on, and it's like all the men wear suits on like certain days. I don't know their fucking calendar, but like sometimes they're all in suits and I love it. And I'm like, I think this is exactly how we should be treating men in the workplace. Like it's like put on something nice for me. And like I love seeing them when I see them in a group in the hallway. I'll be like, y'all are going to get me in trouble at home. I love just like absolutely.
You can have a little objectification of your coworkers. That's a treat.
They like it. Like they will like blush. Like I say, I'm like, all right, boys. And they're like, they get like bashful. And
of course they do.
And like, they're asking for it. Like when you wear that, like they look good. And then like, I don't know if this was coordinated, but one day a lot of them wore tan suits. Like remember Obama's tan suit?
Oh my God, scandal.
And like it's just a thing this year. Like all the men are in suits, and I said that in the hallway. I said, I love how we're objectifying y'all. I want it to keep going.
I'm obsessed. And HR is nowhere to be found. You tested that out multiple times. You know they're not answering any of those emails.
Exactly. Like you guys thought it was just going to be unsafe for women? You thought it was going to be lawless and that was going to be a one-way street? Absolutely not. So yeah, wow. We do have dress days to answer your question.
Yes. All right. I'm ready for another.
Okay. Funny principal story. This one's short too. I might do two. Funny principal story. A few years ago, my former school have since moved districts, hired a new principal. She was obsessed with the color purple. Can I say that purple people really do love purple? My old vice principal was a purple person, and I got her for Secret Santa and got her so much purple stuff, and it converted her from hating me to being neutral towards me.
I love purple myself.
So everything was purple pants, shirt, tumbler, purple pens, writing on purple paper, drinking grape flavored things, I think just because they were purple. Purple went from being a totally okay color to me to every time I saw it, I would get angry. It was insane how much I started to hate the color purple. To this day, I cannot look at anything purple without getting the ick. Please keep me anonymous. I don't know if my old principal hears. I just know if the old principal hears this, she will know it's her. But I don't think she will. Like, I think having an admin obsessed with the color purple is like a canon event for teachers. Like,
and I'm telling you, as a purple person, could be me. I love a purple flavor. It's not grape, technically, really. It's purple.
A lot of
times, like grapes.
People think I'm a purple person because I wear a lot of purple, but I just like the way that I look in purple.
You're just so solidly a pink person to me.
Yeah, so for me, it's like pink is for like my home and my objects, and purple is to like go on my body.
Amazing. Pink is kind of a neutral, like leopard print.
Yeah, I got really embarrassed the other day because I realized that my lunchbox and my Stanley and my fork were all pink, and it made me self-conscious.
Oh my God, I love that for you.
No one even said anything, but I was just sitting there eating, and I was like...
You gave yourself the ick.
Yeah, I was like, everyone's being like, she can't pull that off. Like,
everyone was talking about you. Speaking of
when I was alone in my classroom eating a salad.
Yeah, I want to read you this one. Had a principal pull me aside and say, people are talking and asking, are you pregnant? No, and it said I was not, just gained weight. I was mortified. As soon as she left, I cried and couldn't stop. Well, of course you cried. That's crazy.
I would have...
If would she say
someone
that to
at my
you?
school said that to me, like, I'm going so low. Like, I'm going to say something about your physical appearance that you are going to think about every day for the rest of your life. And it might not be in that moment. If I'm woman enough to know if I couldn't think of a good one in that moment, I'd save it. I would save it. And you never know when I'm going to strike. But once I observe you and figure out what you're insecure about, I will get my revenge.
You wait in the wings until the moment's right.
I don't care if I have to wait till field day so I can see you in shorts. Like, I will wait.
Like a croc in a swamp.
Just waiting. I need to see your toes. Like, what's going on there? Like...
Incredible. Oh, wow.
Okay.
You want to do one?
Yeah. Anonymous, please. All of these are going to be anonymous. Like, if it's a principal ick, I assume it needs to be anonymous.
Yeah.
My biggest principal ick is the time that I asked for help of my class of 35 kids when I only had 25 desks in my room, and my principal told me to borrow desk every day from the teacher next door to make it work. Heart emoji.
Absolutely. I had 32 kindergartners one day at back to school night, and I only had 30 spots on my rug, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with the other two? I didn't have mailbox slots for other two. And they were like, I don't know, just put their folders on top. Somebody will drop out. Just give them chairs on the edges. Somebody will leave.
Pick whatever kid has the name most similar to theirs, and they'll just share.
Yeah, perfect. The anonymous thing. I feel like the way that, like, we don't let children be on the internet, I'm always going to make these stories anonymous, even if you don't say that, because I'll take out identifying features that you didn't think were identifying, because I don't think people really understand what it means to be identified on the internet.
Yeah.
I just, you think it's okay. I know it's not okay. I'm afraid for you. So I'm going to overly shield you.
I've seen things you couldn't imagine.
Truly. So don't you worry about that. Oh my God. I had a female principal who told me my pants were too tight and I needed to wear something different. They weren't too tight when I bought them at the beginning of the year. I had gained weight and couldn't afford new pants. Yeah, no shit. You're stress eating and they don't pay you enough to get new pants. Ugh. They said it was awful. All this when a thinner teacher wore way tighter and more inappropriate clothes daily. I think you should have shown up in a string bikini the next day. Fuck that principal.
Do you guys
you
know
look hot.
From Real Housewives of Atlanta where Phaedra wore the thong bathing suit with the mesh dress over top? You should have worn that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Somebody commented on my post and said, you know, if you're going to be making a video as a teacher on the internet, you should be dressing a little more modestly. People will see this and think you're showing off. And I said, bitch, I am showing off. I look great. With titties that look this good, why would I put them away? And I'm also not a teacher. So
that's like when everyone told me I was disgusting for being barefoot in my classroom, but I was at my house. I just have a desk at my house, you guys.
Should I leave that in?
Yeah, you can leave it in. Okay. Like, I'm not being like, this is my house, but like, if you figure it out, like, I'm not hiding it.
I mean,
like,
a lot of those comments were just like body tea.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't care. And I think what it was is in that video, you couldn't really see the floor or the door. And if you can see one of those, it becomes like obvious that it's not a classroom.
Listen,
because it's like a house door, not a. I also had a spray tan in that video.
Both of those things are great things, and you should never hide those. Don't be ashamed of who you are.
My current income goals, like when, like a financial advisor is like, what are your financial goals? 1, afford a spray tan every week at my house. 2, afford a chiropractor every week at my house.
Ooh, yeah, in home. That's how you do it.
Okay. This one's very, very short, but it is important. I have so many because I really do not like my principal. But I think the biggest lesson we're learning from this series is that being a principal is just an unlikable position to be in, which is fine. I really don't like my principal, but the main one that is just a constant irk is that she has a special font turned on in her emails to make herself look more sophisticated. It's blue and in script. It's so annoying. She also constantly has a popped collar. These are 2 of the more non-consequential things she does, but I hate them.
No, I love that. That font thing, I know exactly what you mean.
And it's not accessible.
No, it's not.
Like, you're a principal. You should literally know that we're supposed to be using accessible fonts.
Ridiculous.
I
hate them too. What?
I have a friend who's, I hope they don't mind I say this, their job is like accessibility. So basically, if a company gets in trouble or like a government agency or anything, if they get in trouble for non-accessibility for things like this, like for digital things, it's their job to like look at all their stuff and yell at them about colors and fonts. I'll read one more and then this episode probably has enough. I keep forgetting we already filmed half of it.
You read it and then we'll wrap.
Alrighty. I went through a period of time where I was having horrible periods, very heavy flow. TMI, no such thing as TMI. No. TMI is tell me immediately.
Exactly.
TMI, but we are talking bleeding through the heaviest absorbency tampons in like 2 hours, doubling over with cramps, etc. I ended up having to have surgery on my uterus, but of course I had to go through like a million other appointments first trying to prevent the surgery. Thank you, insurance and American healthcare. Anyway, during this time, we had AM specials half day, and I have specials in the PM, so I didn't get a break or prep of any sort. I don't really understand that, but what I'm gathering is you guys' schedule was bad and you didn't get a break. Got it. I was with my students from 8:25 to 11:45. I was standing in the office talking to 2 secretaries, asking if it was possible to set up a time that one of them could cover me to go to the bathroom due to the current state of my uterus. I managed all other days fine, but I just knew that going that long was really going to be pushing the limits. The principal overheard the conversation, walked out of her office, and said, "That isn't going to work as a teacher. You should really consider an IUD." Why are there so many women's health issues going on? Like, what's happening? And I need to know if your principal was Oh, it's a woman, walked out of her office. She should know better, but I guess someone did that to her.
This is like a trifecta of like the school system, women's health care, and health in America. Like, oh my God.
It was just one little thing, but it really stuck for me and gave me a major ick. That is not one little thing. Like, I think to have your boss jump in on a conversation about such an intimate area of your health when you did not ask, if you had gone to them to ask what you should do, that also would have been an inappropriate thing to say. But the fact that they weren't a part of the conversation really just takes the cake for me, because if you had gone to them to ask, I could at least give them the credit of like, maybe they didn't know what else to say. Maybe they've never dealt with this before, but like they literally just could have stayed in their office and done nothing. Like, that was always the choice.
Always a really safe choice. If you're ever on the fence of what to do, just do nothing. Thank you all for being so passionate about this topic. I'm here for it. We have easily over 300 now. Keep them coming. I mean, you know
literally
how to label
keep them
the
coming.
submissions of different types in the subject line. We'll find it.
And like anytime we don't know what to do, we'll do this.
Yeah, which is more often than you'd think, especially as the school year begins.
It's really more often than you'd think, because I feel like we put so much like logistic energy into scheduling when we record that we completely forget to think about like, okay, then what? Like once we nail down a time, we're like, we did it.
Success. But we're lucky for you and all of us, really. We're natural born yappers. We can just hop on here for an hour and shoot the shit, and it just goes where it needs to go. I don't know what to tell you. Not that our podcast is like extremely successful or anything. We pretty much do this for the love of the game.
We are fully in this for the love of the game.
Yeah.
And like what I don't think people understand when people are telling us like, you should do this, you should do that. The vast majority of podcasts you guys are listening to are actively losing tens of thousands of dollars per year.
Yeah.
And like we respect you guys enough to not set ourselves up to fail.
Yeah. And a lot of these places are produced.
That's what I mean. Like, they have an investor who hired a producer, but then no one ever made the money back.
And we're just wasting our own time.
And unfortunately, we both already found husbands, and neither of them are millionaires. So
it's really a tragedy.
It's really going to be a rough road, but we are committed.
We're here.
We're here, and we'll be here. I think this podcast is successful because it has lasted way longer than many other objectively more successful podcasts. But like, what is success without longevity? A footnote, you know?
Amen. And I think making yourself laugh is half the battle, and we're there, baby.
We are there.
Mm-hmm. We do this for us. I listen to ourselves while I'm editing, and I'm like, we're so funny.
That's like, I get really embarrassed when someone catches me watching my own TikToks.
Because I'm like lightly smiling.
I'm like,
yeah.
All right. Thank you all for being here. Love you so much.
We're going to go record
see you
another.
next time.
Bye.